Sup nerds, I'm Tom.
I'm Wes.
Today we're going to talk about Illumination, designed by Alf Siegert, published by Eagle Gryphon Games, on Kickstarter right now.
Illumination is a 1 to 2 player strategy kind of tile laying game where you are placing it's very tactical because I have my black tiles and he has his white tiles, and we are placing them on these 3 different boards, which are books, and you are both trying to connect clumps of same color tiles as well as put the tiles on the quills that match the color of the tile. There's also battles happening because I've got squirrels versus dogs, and these killer rabbits versus clergymen, and knights versus dragons, and angels versus demons. So there's all these different battles that might be happening and resolving on the board at the same time, all the while trying to score points up on this board with the stuff that we collect down here.
Correct. So it's one of those things where there's tons of different reasons why you would place a tile out, right?
Yeah.
But also you select your tiles in a funky way. You have this grid, and you take either a row or a column of 3, and then you place them out there. And there is this 3 book thing, which is not... The fact that there's 3 books, I think, isn't a huge part of the game. You may be in your playstyle, you may utilize that a lot, but sometimes you will kind of tend to focus. I think you focus on one book and be like, "Ooh, I'm going to maximize my abilities here and stuff."
Yeah, I think that's gonna come game to game. Like if you have a game where you're kind of all over the place, because you pick a book to place the 3 tiles in on your turn, but you can also spend coins to place in alternate books. Mm-hmm. And once a book is full, it's closed and you can't modify anything. But you also have all these scriptorium cards that are game modifiers or bonuses.
Little instants.
That you can use to move tiles from one board to another board, or you can force your opponent to move tiles if you either want the space that he's on, or if you're trying to change how a battle's going to turn out.
Yeah, but I think a battle is probably the biggest reason why you might want to focus on a board, because especially if there's a battle happening, you're going to want to hurry up and have the most and then enclose it or whatever. It's like whenever those 2 are next to each other, it needs to be fully enclosed by other people around it. So you may be trying to enclose it, which actually just makes it bigger because of the person that's on there. It's there's the color and the symbol on the tile and where it placed, but because of battles and because of gaining coins and because of gaining those little tokens for over here. I didn't think it was going to be this deep when I first sat down, but it is really deep, really thinky. There's a lot going on here, and I had a great time with it.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid strategy game. I see this being one that you can revisit again and again and again, especially as a 2-player game. There is a solo variant that we didn't play because we don't play solo games. But even as a 2-player game, it's so tactical in how you place things and trying to get the battles, and there's the scriptorium cards. You can actually rearrange this grid that then lets you change what you're pulling onto the board. It's really solid.
It's also really balanced because even whenever there's not really going to be a runaway leader per se, because there could be times when things just happen to line up. If you happen to get all, I didn't right here, but if you happen to get all 3 of the same color, and then there's a wild out there, and then I have 3 reds, there's a wild, and then a red. If there's ways you can place it so that you can get a bunch of those red tokens, and then, hey, maybe you could complete the 5 and the 4, or the 4 and the 2, or whatever, 2 of the things here. But whenever you complete the thing here, your opponent draws a card, and let's think even if you win a battle, your opponent still gets some coins, I think, for each one that flips down. So again, there's a lot of balance put in there, and that's great.
Even the fact that there are so many, the black player, all his components are black, including the tiles that I have my own deck of tiles that I'm drawing from. I have my own stock of coins that I'm drawing from. I have my own pile of scriptorium cards I'm drawing from. So you're never going to have he happened to get all of that card in the game, or he's hogging all, because all the coins are piece limited. Mm-hmm. It's he's just hogging all the coins and not spending them, so I'm starved. No, you have your own reserve of pretty much everything, which really does help with that balance.
Yep. not to sound like a broken record, but again, I really had a good time with this game, even considering I don't love the artwork and the theme. It's just, I don't think it's bad. It's just not my jam. I mean, I like more, this feels more like historical medieval. I tend to like more fantasy medieval.
There are dragons, but...
Yeah. Oh yeah, there are. Yeah, but even the people who drew the dragons in this time know that they weren't real, you know? So yeah, but even given that I didn't enjoy the theme, I still really like the game. I think mechanically it's really solid and really tight.
I think it's one of those games that I appreciate because, like, the depth doesn't come from overwhelming you with rules and mechanics and, like, this triggers this and this triggers that.
Mm-hmm. And then this and then that, but only 2 of these, but unless on Tuesdays, 4 minus the number of players. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that the amount of, like, strategy and, like, ooh, I could place this here. Ooh, if I put this tile here, then I could get these. Where I put these 2 here and close it off, and then I win this battle.
I'm actually, because you said tile placement game, and I think, that is the category it would most fit. But I almost didn't think about it that way because I tend to not really like tile placement games. And again, at the core, it is, but it felt more like a duel than like a traditional tile placement game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely is a really unique game. Like, I think it fits, I don't want to compare it to chess because it's nothing like chess, but it definitely is going to hit well for, like, the heavy thinkers, the people who want that, like...
I think you're right. Chess players will like it. Queen's Gambit watchers will like it.
Or Go, like the old game with the little stones that you put out there.
Want me to go?
Yeah, get out.
Comedy!
So if you can't tell, we really did have a really great time playing this one. It is on Kickstarter. As of publishing this video, we'll have a link to the Kickstarter down below, or if you're already watching this on the Kickstarter page, you can scroll back up and click on the back button.
Now, if we jump the gun and post this pre-Kickstarter, just wait.
Either way, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored.